Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business edition with one Sillyville article. There's nothing silly what's going on in the world today. I guess the comedian is dead, right? I don't know. Well, anyway, these are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you'd like to catch the show live, or hey, just watch this replay. That's fine too. Anyway, we will go ahead and get on into business. First, Amazon's Working Well attempts to fix employee health issues by stretching and guided meditation. You know, some people actually have a religious problem with guided meditation. Some people do. I personally have a problem with standing on one obedient square and doing squats in front of my coworkers. I'm sorry, I take offense at this. Amazon, I will do my workout elsewhere. I don't need you to come over here. And look at this sign they're looking at. Is this actually stretching, or is this one of those drag queen story hour twerking guides? I don't know. Sorry, I watched a couple interesting videos today looking at some new PBS special with, never mind. We won't go there. But anyway, you can see they're telling them what to do on the screen here. All right, everybody, get down there and squat. I figured it out. I figured it out. They're teaching them how to poop in a bucket on the floor so they don't have to stop. I figured it out. They just have to pretend there's a bucket down there. But anyway, it is a new series of programs called Working Well, designed to prevent workplace injuries in the company's expansive system, where they want to make things more robotic for all of the employees, because yeah. And so if you're an Amazon employee, what do you think about this? Is this a good plan, or is this I don't know. Well, Cloudflare wants to use the Captcha. I'm undecided whether I like this idea or don't like this idea. But what they're trying to do is instead of using CAPTCHAs, they're trying to use hardware security keys like YubiKeys and things like that. So the idea is they have instead of utilizing the CAPTCHA, which they say takes an average, 20 or 30 seconds to go through, but they're saying, hey, we can use the YubiKey instead. It drops the time down to 5 seconds. It's like, I mean, again, if that 15 seconds is that critically important, then maybe you need to reprioritize your schedule. Overall, I'm not a huge fan of Captcha. I do like that they went to the new version of Captcha rather than utilizing Google's Captcha system. But now they're wanting to experiment with using YubiKeys, FIDO keys, things like that for authentication. So here is a little mock-up. So I guess they have a little computer which is, oh, you know what? This is, I think that this is how a robot can do captchas. I don't know. He's kind of cute though. They put little googly eyes on the thing. It's creepy. There you go. Oh, okay. That's a robot beating the captchas. That's why. All right. Well, he's a cute robot. I want one of those. Can I get that thing and train it to do my work? That'd be fun. I thought I saw a sample of that, but maybe I didn't. Anyway, what do you guys think? Is this good or bad? I don't know. I'm kind of, I'm indifferent. All right. Talking about useless though. Twitter now wants to charge. They want a $2.99 subscription service, includes an option to undo a tweet. So, mean tweets, you got a mean tweet, got a bad tweet. Oh, I'm going to undo that. Don't worry. You can't undo your tweet. If it's that bad, somebody has already archived it. Okay. You're not deleting that unless Twitter is going in and Gestapoing the Internet Archive and all of the other archive places to remove them. But the undo tweet button is one of the features that Twitter users have been requesting for years. Now it looks as if if their prayers could soon be answered, but only those who subscribe for $2.99 per month service. Like, Twitter is so useless. Why would you pay for this nonsense? I mean, you can follow Switch to Linux over on Twitter. I promise you, it's not particularly active. It's active in the sense that when a new video goes out, it's over there. It's just an alternative system for notifying you that a video has been posted, because YouTube, if you subscribe and you click the the notification bell, they still don't tend to notify you on a shadow banned channel. So you can use Twitter or Gab or Minds or Fostodon or creation.social, and you can use those. And if I post a new video, I link it over there. So if you're following those, you can catch the videos without waiting for YouTube to notify you and 8 hours later. But what is the argument for paying to use Twitter? It's like the most toxic place I've ever seen in my life. Every time I actually go onto Twitter, actually read things, I want to go like in a corner and like off myself or something. But Twitter's useless. What is it? I don't know. $2.99 to use advanced features in Twitter. Are you a customer or not? Let me know in the comments. Well, the developers flee. They flee Freenode. So Freenode is one of the early IRC channels and some other services. And apparently the Korean Crown Prince did a hostile takeover. Now, technically he bought the thing in 2017, so he's had his fingers in it for a while. But just recently some little blow up happened and he's like, no, I'm taking over. Yo, out of my way. And so he gets in there and he takes over. And this actually caused a mass exodus out of Freenode. And basically a lot of the people behind Freenode, they're all leaving and creating their own things. So stay tuned for what's coming up in replacement of Freenode, because something's coming. The question is just what and when. So there we have it. Well, Microsoft decides that they want to add a few more tombstones in the old tech graveyard. One of these is Windows 10X. No, not Windows 10. Don't rejoice yet. Windows 10X. If you remember, Windows 10X was kind of like that extra lockdown tablet type version, kind of like the Windows RT that was a major flop back then because Microsoft has no earthly idea how to do branding. I mean, they have a program called Outlook and a service called Outlook. How stupid do you have to be, Microsoft? Then they got Windows 10 and Windows 10 RT, and your average Joe had no earthly idea. You go, so, oh, the Windows RT is cheaper. I'll take it home. What do you mean I can't install Office? What do you mean I can't? Yeah, Windows has always been stupid. So the idea of 10X was to help transition that a little bit better. And I always said this is kind of nonsense. It's basically a lockdown system that you can't install your own applications on. Well, they've just decided themselves it was a stupid idea, so they're offing it and throwing it back in the barn. You know, throw it back behind the barrels out back. So, you know, what is it? Shot behind the woodshed, I guess it is, right? So. There you have it. They're putting an end to it. So if you are interested in Windows 10X, basically it was like the Chrome OS competitor. Sorry, they've prioritized other things. Although this little computer-led device looks kind of interesting. I don't know. So anyway, that's one of them. They are also finally killing Internet Explorer. It was a sad day, but Internet Explorer. No, I almost did the wedding song. Dun, 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 dun. So finally, Internet Explorer is going to die. Now that it's going to die, I have no earthly idea what I'm going to do to go and install the best web. Oh, wait, that's right. I'm using Linux. I can just use sudo apt install Firefox or Brave or Chromium or, I don't know, 1,000 other web browsers, and pretty much all of them suck. But anyway, they're getting rid of Internet Explorer. They're saying Microsoft Edge does have access to the old compatibility mode. I know, though, the one reason why people are still using Internet Explorer, particularly in government sectors, is because of ActiveX controls. And I didn't see anything in this post about whether or not Edge contains that, because that's really what the holdout is. Although I have had people like, this site doesn't look good in Internet Explorer. It's like, dude, Internet Explorer hasn't been developed on in over 15 years. Like, use a different browser. No one's using Internet Explorer right now, okay? Unless you absolutely 100% have to. Now, they are giving it another year, so it's actually June 2022. So, and presumably this is to get all those governments off of it. So governments, start planning now. Don't be like China and then realize that Flash is dead and then hack Flash back in. Or South Africa, even worse. At least China was doing it to run the train. South Africa is doing it to run their IRS. Hacked an old broken version of something that runs Flash after Flash is dead. Really? For your IRS data, this is why most people should not touch computers. So hopefully the governments will be off of this and we can put Internet Explorer in a good closed coffin, having a long, long life. That is one of the early web browsers, and it's finally out in the woodshed. So that's what we have for business. We have one Sillyville article. Are we ready? Google Docs goes woke. That's right. If you are typing away on Google Docs and it senses that you use language that is not inclusive enough, it will give you autocorrects for inclusive. Now, we first joked about this in Microsoft Word, talking about, things almost doing something similar, but this seems to be a little bit worse. If you use things like mailman, oh no. Don't you mean mail carrier? That's more inclusive. No, I mean mailman, you moron. Chairman. Oh, chairperson. Oh, that's all we need. That's all we need is Google Docs trying to correct my non-inclusive document. Are you going to lose brownie points? Are you going to lose some of your social credit score for typing in mailman and chairman? What happens when I do freshman? You know that Penn State this last week banned freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior because it's paternalistic language. And if that's not bad enough, I'm at a park out here in State College. Now, you have to mind you, this is a park in College Township, does not have an explicit mask mandate anymore. You don't have to wear masks outside. Nobody does. I'm sitting there in the park. I'm getting some computer work done. And here comes a whole gaggle of college students all still masking up. Probably all had the Fauci ouchie too. I didn't ask. But then they're like, apparently they were all meeting for the first time in person. And then they were having a conversation. And I literally heard this conversation. Oh, I'm like, oh, what year are you? Oh, I'm a sophomore. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say that anymore. I'm a second year. It's like, what do you mean you can't? Oh, you didn't see the announcement. We can't say sophomore. Well, I guess it's paternalistic. Well, there's your rational thought. What happened to critical thinking skills? Oh, I guess it's paternalistic, but I don't really know how sophomore is paternalistic. No, sophomore is a Greek word. It means wise, fool, and right now you're about as foolish as a fool can get. For crying out loud! This is the insanity. This is why I don't tell you to go to college anymore. A bunch of brainwashed morons that don't have critical thinking in their heads. Oh my God, it's paternalistic. Really? Explain that to me. I read the article. Don't get it. I don't get it. So I guess if you type freshman over here, no, that would be first year. So there you go. Google Docs goes woke. Google Docs now suggesting edits. If you write something that's not deemed inclusive, change words like mailman to mail carrier. Announcement was made during a virtually held Google I/O Developers Conference on Tuesday. Other changes will see chairman prompted a chairperson. New update will also suggest ways to avoid passive voice or offensive language. I could only imagine what offensive language might be. Maybe Miko Hughes' line from Kindergarten Cop, boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. That's offensive in our world. Alphabet Inc.'s chief executive Sundar Pichai, whatever his name is, says he has made advocating for social justice a priority across the company. Another move, the company said it will this fall its Pixel smartphones would better capture darker skin tones and curly wavy hair in photos. Oh my. Check, please. Went off the rock. Aliens, come get me now. I want my mission on Earth to be done. Well, there we have it, guys. There we have it. If you want to help support this nonsense, head on over to Patreon. Patreon.com/TOMM. TOMM. It is not, last time I checked, you couldn't even search it. There'll be a link in the description here. You can head on over there. That will help support all of my different Patreon stuff. With that, thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software, that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.